What is happening, my rock star brother?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, man?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, I would hope so, man. Well, I think the last time that I talked to you was basically you had made your announcement that you were moving up in the world, man. Tell me a little bit more about your opportunity and what you're doing.
So currently I'm working at a local company to my area. They specialize in high computing, HPC, high computing, Linux administration work. So it's pretty much Linux administration, but I'm dealing with more so clusters of supercomputers. So I'm just helping manage and provision that infrastructure. They're also moving their infrastructure over to the cloud, AWS cloud. So it's looking like within a month or so, everything that I'll be doing will be intertwined with AWS. So,
Wow.
yep.
So that's awesome, man. Well, congratulations, man. And you've been at it what, like a couple of months now?
Yep. So I accepted this offer back January, like late January, like January 24th, I want to say, and I've been
Okay.
doing it ever since. So,
And how tell me about like obviously anytime you have a new job there's always kind of like a little bit of a get comfortable ramp up kind of period and everything. How well prepared did you feel hitting that first day, after your training and the apprenticeship and everything?
um, well, yeah, every company's going to have their own way of doing their thing. But at the end of the day, it's all still Linux. So just having that good foundational background in Linux, along with that Red Hat certification, that went a long way with my employer. Because there's people on my team that's been, doing what we do for a period of time. But they aren't certified. Not saying that certifications, are the end all be all, but
Right,
that's
right.
something that set me aside from everybody else that applied for my job is having that cert.
Wow.
Um, but yeah, having that and just having the foundational Linux knowledge of Linux, using what I learned in the apprenticeship along with my training during my time at Yellowtail, that helped out significantly because I'm using Linux every day now. So
Yeah, and getting, kind of migrating everything to the cloud and whatnot too. I would imagine that tell me about how your company goes about like with additional training and stuff like that. Do they offer you incentives for new certs or do they provide classes or is it just kind of like, here, we're going to push you into the deep end, go?
yeah, no, it's not. It's definitely not like that. They are incentivizing all of us to get additional certifications. So right now, I'm getting pushed to get the RHCE along with a few other AWS certifications, as well as everybody else on my team. But when we do get those certifications, they'll compensate us and give us a increase in our salary for every cert we get. So as far as the training go, I know we do have Pluralsight as a training platform that we can use to get that training. And it is also another site I can't think of off the top of my head, but training is provided.
Yeah, that's
For,
cool, man. And
yeah.
and that's something too that when we do mock interviews and I talk to people that, one of the things that they always say that they're looking for in a job is the opportunity to grow, the opportunity to keep learning. And I think that's something that maybe a lot of people aren't aware of, that a lot of companies do incentivize their employees or uh, give them a boost and help them go out there and get that additional information. Was the cloud an area that you were already kind of had your eye on, or is this just kind of the way that the road unfolded?
Cloud was definitely something I had my eye on. It's something I definitely still want to be more into, more so Linux. But yeah, it just ended up working out for me because I actually mentioned, I believe to you and a few other people that I wanted to get into AWS. And
Yeah,
this opportunity came along and now I'm doing both. So
man, you were in the right place at the right time, and obviously, you still had to do the interview and everything, to make it happen. But You mentioned, finance and everything, and I'm not going to ask you to reveal specifics, but how's your financial status improved since you took this job?
Yes, it's definitely a significant increase based on my previous position salary. Um, yeah, yeah, it's definitely increased.
I love asking that question. Like you just did it, man. You got a big smile on your face when I asked. Everybody always like, yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that's cool, man. Now I can't remember you had a little bit of IT experience coming into Yellowtail, right?
yes, I did.
Okay. So do you felt like that really helped you, or was Linux just a completely new opportunity?
Um, I do believe it helped me. I had about a year and a half worth of previous IT experience. I went to school for, uh, I had my bachelor's in IT, and before graduating, I was able to get a few CompTIA certifications, along with one Linux certification. So I was kind of doing a little bit of all of that prior to enrolling in this program. So Linux wasn't something that was completely brand new and fresh to me. I did have a somewhat of an understanding of Linux, but this training provided a deeper insight and a deeper understanding of Linux, as far as the other few other technical concepts like networking. We did networking
Yeah.
as well, and that's a big component of Linux administration as well too.
Yeah.
Um,
Ricky will be real happy to hear you say that, man.
yeah, I hope he is. I hope he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did have previous experience and it did help out, but this program help accelerate my understanding of both. So
Right on. Right on. If I remember correctly, too, you went through the program pretty rather quickly, and you already had kind of you were already a little seasoned when it came to interviews and everything like that. But thinking back to your time going through the program and then in the apprenticeship and everything, what advice would you offer the current students of Yellowtail that are, either, working towards getting their certification, or maybe they just started out in the apprenticeship? What would you tell them?
the advice that I would give those individuals um that have the certification and are going through the apprenticeship, or even the people that are just starting the program, is that really just have the end goal in mind. See yourself as already having what you set your goals out to be, because the first thing I did when I joined this program, I mean, obviously, besides the financial commitment you're going to have to make, I already told myself I was going to graduate the program and get a job within a certain period of time, and also get my certification within a
Yeah.
certain period of time. So I was already set. My mind was already set on what I wanted to do. And it was really just on me to follow through with what I set my mind to and make it happen. And which I did. I already knew I was going to do it and I did it. So that just gave me confirmation of what I said I was going to do. So I would really just say, definitely, um, have your goals in mind, stick to it every day, practice frequently, and really just immerse yourself in the technological space. If you're going to do this, just take it really serious, and it'll be serious back to you.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. That's cool, man. I think goals are important. And we talked about that a little bit. I think everybody should set goals. I think you need to make sure your goals are realistic but challenging at the same time. When you start to put too many expectations out there, a lot of times you set yourself up to fail. So, having goals with clear expectations and obtainable expectations that are challenging is definitely the way to go. Um, there's a lot of potential students that we talk to, or people that we interface with all the time, that are curious about a life in tech. Should I get into a life in tech? What's it going to take? What would you advise those that are thinking about a career in tech? And what would your guidance to them be?
Um, well, my guidance to the people that want to get into tech and how the tech life is, I'm just going to be honest, it's not for everybody, right?
Sure.
Everybody, kind of wants to get into it, but it's definitely not for everybody. But if it is for you, what you'll find out the more you get involved within this space, it's nice. It's definitely nice. You're doing what kind of are acclimated and are interested in doing every day. It's not something that is a drag or something that you have to force yourself to go into what you were previously doing every day. It's not mentally draining. It's stimulating. It's very how can I say, it has its challenging moments, but that's good because within this space you're always going to be learning. You're always going to be
Yeah.
expanding your knowledge and doing things new each and every day. And that's really what tech is all about. Technology is something that's forever changing and forever growing, and you just have to continue to improve yourself, improve your skill sets, and just stay involved. So for people that want to get into the space, I say that if you are comfortable with being in a space that's always changing, something that's going to challenge you every day, and something that is very interesting, very interesting work, I'll say this is the area for you, you know.
Right. Yeah, that's good advice, man. So I know you've got a lot on your plate with the migration coming up and all that, but have you thought much about 5 years from now? Like, where do you see yourself going after this?
Oh yeah, I think about that often. This is definitely a stepping stone into what I want to do in the future. And obviously things, may change. But as far as right now, I definitely have my goal set on this, getting really involved in the cloud space, cloud administration or being a cloud engineer or security engineer. Those are things that I see myself doing. And I know this is a foundation to get into that level. And I know that since I'm just already involved within the space, it's going to be, just that much easier for me to get to that next level. So, yeah, definitely working heavily within the cloud in the next 5 years.